Assalamu alaikum. This is Shaurabh Mujumdar welcoming you to the English news from Btv Chattogram. Let's begin with the top stories. Government determined to transform Bangladesh into $1 trillion economy by 2034, says Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. ICT orders showing former army officer Muzaffar Hussain arrested on charges of involvement in crimes against humanity in July uprising. HSC and equivalent exams of Chattogram Education Board postponed due to adverse weather to resume on July 27th, informs Education Minister. Flooding feared in 9 districts as heavy rains and torrents from upstream continue to raise water level of several rivers in northern region. Supply in wholesale market decreases, leaving impact on vegetables price due to recent floods in Chattogram. US House of Representatives approves 2 huge budget plans amid ongoing conflict with Iran through intense political debate in Senate. Viewers, those were the top stories. Now moving on to the details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman called upon foreign investors to expand their footprint in Bangladesh, pledging a business-friendly environment backed by policy reforms, legal protection and government support to drive investment, job creation and long-term economic growth. The Prime Minister made the remarks while addressing the Foreign Investors Chamber of Commerce and Industry FICCI-FDI conference titled Driving Foreign Investment for Jobs and Prosperity in Bangladesh at Bangladesh-China Friendship Conference Center in the city today. He said that his government is committed to creating a rules-based, globally connected and private sector-driven economy. He noted that his government is now modernizing legal and regulatory framework, strengthening investor protection, improving dispute resolution, simplifying tax and VAT administration, and making it easier to repatriate profits. Noting that the government is determined to build a $1 trillion economy by 2034, he said, "Our first budget provides targeted incentives for priority sectors."
I see some of the best and brightest business executives, investors and experts. Many of you have seen Bangladesh as a place to invest and grow your business. Your investment have created jobs, introduced new technologies, strengthened global supply chains, and contributed to Bangladesh's economic progress. Our government is determined to build a $1 trillion economy by 2034. Our first budget provides targeted incentives for priority sectors, including renewable energy, pharmaceuticals, electronics, digital services, agro-processing, advanced textile, healthcare and logistics. Bangladesh's future depends not only on attracting investment, but also on building lasting partnership. I invite every business leaders in this room to become part of that future. Together, we can build an economy that is stronger, equitable, and inclusive. I welcome all of you to invest and flourish in Bangladesh. Let us grow together, create jobs, and shape Bangladesh. Let us become partners in building a prosperous and globally connected Bangladesh.
FICCI President Rupali Haq Chaudhuri delivered the welcome address and Chairman of Policy Exchange Bangladesh, Dr. Masroor Riaz, spoke in the event. A plenary session was held prior to this. Participants in the session included Commerce Minister Khandakar Abdul Muqtadir, Prime Minister's Advisor on Finance and Planning, Rashid Al Mahmoud Titumir. Advisor to the Prime Minister Rehan Asif Assad, Executive Chairman of BIDA Chaudhry Ashik Mahmud bin Harun, and Special Assistant to the Prime Minister Tanvir Goni. The plenary session was moderated by Mahdi Amin, Advisor to the Prime Minister and spokesperson for the Prime Minister's office. Before joining that conference, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman visited the Investors Expo organized by the FICCI on the BCFCC premises and exchanged views with representatives of participating companies and organizations. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman and outgoing Chief of Naval Staff Admiral M. Nazmul Hasan today conferred the rank badge of Vice Admiral on newly appointed Chief of Naval Staff Rear Admiral Khandakar Misbah-ul Azim. The rank badge was formally conferred at a ceremony at the Prime Minister's Armed Forces Division office in the Dhaka cantonment this morning. The Premier congratulated the newly appointed Chief of Naval Staff on the occasion, while Vice Admiral Khandakar Misbah-ul Azim expressed his gratitude to the Prime Minister on behalf of the Bangladesh Navy. Prime Minister's Defence Advisor, Brigadier General Retired Dr. A.K.M. Shamsul Islam, Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal Hassan Mahmud Khan, Quartermaster General of Army, Lieutenant General Muhammad Shaheenur Rahman, Principal Staff Officer of the Armed Forces Division, Lieutenant General Mir Mushfiqur Rahman, Prime Minister's Military Secretary Major General Abul Hasnat Mahmud Tariq, and Prime Minister's Additional Press Secretary Atikur Rahman Rumun were present at the function. Khandakar Misbah-ul Azim joined the Bangladesh Navy on January 1, 1987 and was commissioned in the executive branch in 1989. He completed his initial naval training with distinction in the Royal Malaysian Navy. Alongside advanced academic and military training at home and abroad, he earned a PhD in maritime governance. The International Crimes Tribunal has ordered that former army officer Muzaffar Hussain, who has recently arrested in connection with the assassination case of former President Ziaur Rahman, be formally shown as arrested in a crimes against humanity case over his alleged involvement in the July mass uprising. The order was issued this afternoon by International Crimes Tribunal 2, headed by Justice Nuzrul Islam Chaudhry, after Muzaffar Hussain was produced before the court. The tribunal also granted investigators 2 days to interrogate him. Earlier in the day, Muzaffar Hussain was brought to the tribunal in an army vehicle. On Tuesday, the tribunal had ordered his appearance following an application filed by the prosecution. Speaking on the matter, the chief prosecutor said Muzaffar Hussain is alleged to have maintained close links with another accused in the July case, former army officer Masududdin Chaudhry. He added that investigators believe Muzaffar may possess important information regarding alleged enforced disappearances and extrajudicial killings that took place during the 16 years of Awami League rule. The remaining higher secondary certificate, HSC, and equivalent examinations under the Chattogram Education Board, as well as the Madrasa and Technical Education Boards under its jurisdiction, will resume from Monday, July 27, following an improvement in the flood situation. Education Minister A.N.M. Ehsanul Haq Milan said this to reporters at the International Mother Language Institute in the capital today. The minister said the schedule of the postponed exams of Chattogram, Khagrachari, Bandarban, Rangamati and Cox's Bazar districts will be announced after the pre-scheduled exams. The board had earlier suspended all remaining examinations indefinitely because of severe flooding across several districts under its jurisdiction. Bangladesh Inter-Education Board Coordination Committee said in a press release today the examinations in the region had been postponed considering the recent flood situation, the examinees' mental and physical condition, stakeholders' opinions, and transportation facilities. It said that as the flood situation has returned to normal, all remaining examinations will be held as scheduled from Monday, July 27th, following reports from all deputy commissioners under the Chattogram Education Board and the request of the Controller of Examinations. The press release also said revised schedules for the examinations of the subjects that had already been postponed due to floods and natural disasters would be announced later through a separate notice. A human chain program was held in front of the International Crimes Tribunal organized by the 11-party alliance, demanding a fair investigation and speedy trial of cases related to the July mass killings. Among others, 11-party alliance coordinator Dr. A.H.M. Hamidur Rahman Azad and Member of Parliament Rokeya Begum were present. Family members of July martyr and injured participated in the movement. Following the program, the alliance leaders submitted a memorandum to ICT Chief Prosecutor Muhammad Aminul Islam. Speaking on the occasion, the Chief Prosecutor outlined the overall progress of the tribunal's work and said that the investigation and trial process for all July mass killing cases is expected to be completed within 1 year. He added that the tribunal has already delivered 6 verdicts in cases related to the July killings. The Chief Prosecutor also said that the tribunal is currently investigating the Awami League as an organization over its alleged role in the July mass killings. He further stated that efforts are underway to bring other political parties allegedly involved in the July killings under the judicial process. Heavy rain and upstream flows are raising water levels in several rivers across northern and northeastern region of the country, increasing the risk of flooding in the coming days. According to the Bangladesh Water Development Board, rising river levels could occur short-term flooding in Lalmonirhat, Nilphamari, Rangpur, Gaibandha, Kurigram, Sylhet, Sunamganj, Netrokona and Noga. The latest data of the Flood Forecasting and Warning Center said 3 rivers are currently flowing above the danger level. The Kushiara River is flowing 35 centimeters above the danger mark at Fenchuganj in Sylhet and 2 centimeters above at Markuli Point in Sunamganj. The Someshwari River is flowing 5 centimeters above the danger level at Kalmakanda in Netrokona. On the other hand, water levels in the Muhuri, Feni and Halda rivers have fallen. However, the Shangu and Matamahuri rivers in Bandarban, Cox's Bazar and Chattogram may reach the danger level within the next 2 days. Among the country's major rivers, the Brahmaputra remains stable while water levels in the Jamuna and Ganges Padda are rising. Over the next 2 days, rivers in parts of the Kurigram, Gaibandha, Jamalpur, Bogura, Shirajganj and Tangail may reach the danger level. Water levels in the Tista and Dhorla rivers have declined slightly. Bangladesh Meteorological Department forecasts light to moderate rain in most areas of Rajshahi, Dhaka, Khulna, Borishal and Chattogram divisions and in many areas of Rangpur, Mymensingh and Sylhet divisions from Thursday through Sunday. Heavy rainfall is also expected in some places. Ziaur Rahman Foundation Vice President Dr. Zubaida Rahman urged doctors and medical students to serve patients with compassion while pursuing academic excellence. She made the call this morning while speaking as a chief guest at the annual cultural competition and award ceremony for outstanding students at Holy Family Red Crescent Medical College in Dhaka. Dr. Zubaida said, "Culture is the foundation of civilization and medical profession is centered on serving people." Speaking at the event, Social Welfare Minister Dr. A.Z.M. Jahid Hussain said BNP has always initiated welfare-oriented programs for the country. He said late President Ziaur Rahman launched initiatives such as Notun Kuri, while former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia played an important role in promoting women's education. The current government is continuing efforts to advance education, culture, sports and national development, Jahid Hussain added. Chief Whip Nurul Islam Moni said the Holy Family Hospital has long been associated with the Zia family and the government is taking necessary steps to further develop the country's health sector. BNP Chairperson's advisor, Muazzim Hussain Alal, Ziaur Rahman Foundation Executive Director, Professor Dr. Farhad Halim Donar, Bangladesh Red Crescent Society Chairman, Barrister Abdus Salam, Vice Chairman, Professor Dr. Rafiqul Kabir, Treasurer Dr. Mofakarul Islam Rana and Doctors Association of Bangladesh President Professor Dr. Harun Al-Rashid also addressed the program. Holy Family Red Crescent Medical College Principal Professor Dr. K.M. Mujibul Haq presided over the function. The supply of vegetables in the wholesale market has decreased due to the recent floods in Chattogram. The Department of Agricultural Extension sources said about 33% of the summer vegetables of 17,828 hectares of land in the district have been damaged in the floods. Shelter sellers at Riazuddin Bazar, the main center for wholesale vegetable sales, said that the vegetable market in Chattogram is now dependent on vegetables coming from districts outside Chattogram. The remaining vegetables are supplied to Riazuddin Bazar and other shops in Chattogram after meeting the demand of the district. But due to incessant rain of 10 consecutive days, vegetables from Chattogram city are now supplied to the district markets. As a result, the prices of vegetables in the market are increasing. Most of the vegetables in the shops at Riazuddin Bazar in the city are now brought from Rajshahi, Noakhali and Meherpur regions. The prices of pointed gourd, okra, year-long bean and spiny gourd have increased due to the decrease in supply. Various types of arum, sweet pumpkin, bottle gourd and raw banana are available in high quantity. Due to higher supply of these vegetables, the prices of main summer vegetables have been a little bit low. The price of potato is stable. The green chili is sold at 150 taka per kg. The Department of Agricultural Extension sources said the highest number of summer vegetables are produced in Bashkali and Fodikchori in Chattogram. Among these, Bashkali is the most affected upazila in the recent flood. In addition, 80% of the vegetable fields in Chondunaish has been damaged, leaving impact on kitchen market of Chattogram. A grant of corrugated iron and building materials, school uniforms for students and relief assistance for fishermen's families have been distributed to an educational institution affected by the recent disaster in South Halishahar of Chattogram city. Chattogram Deputy Commissioner Mohammad Jahidul Islam Mia distributed this assistance today. In addition to the grant of corrugated iron and building materials for the affected educational institution, school uniforms were distributed to 118 students and relief assistance to 400 fishermen's families at the program held at the local Akmola Lighat Shopnil Model Academy premises. District Fisheries Officer Salma Begum, Additional Deputy Commissioner Patan Mohammad Saiduzaman, and Assistant Commissioner of Pottinga Circle Land, Farista Karim, were present on the occasion. Now international news. The United States carried out a 12th consecutive night of airstrikes on Iran on Thursday as both countries intensified attacks on civilian infrastructure amid their widening conflict. The U.S. Central Command CENTCOM said the latest strikes were aimed at further degrading Iran's ability to threaten civilian mariners and commercial vessels transiting regional waters, as Washington seeks to restore the free flow of shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. Earlier in the day, President Donald Trump warned that the U.S. would target one Iranian bridge or power plant every time Iran attacks a ship in the strategic waterway. Iranian Foreign Minister Saeed Abbas Araghchi said Tehran would follow an eye-for-an-eye approach. Iranian state media reported that U.S. missiles struck areas near the western cities of Ahvaz, Rashmir and Andimishik late Wednesday. It also said 2 people were killed in a U.S. missile strike in the border town of Shalabchik near Iraq early Thursday. Iran has responded to U.S. operations by targeting energy facilities and desalination plants that supply drinking water in neighboring Gulf states. Meanwhile, Republicans in the United States House of Representatives have narrowly passed a massive $1.15 billion military spending package, despite concerns from Democratic lawmakers over the price tag and enhanced military technology collaboration with Israel. The bill passed in the House on Wednesday by a margin of 216 to 212. largely adhering to party lines, with the exception of 6 Democrats who voted in favor and 7 Republicans who opposed it. Amid raging student protests in the capital and a showdown in Parliament, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has pledged to set up fast-track courts to punish those involved in examination paper leaks, offering his first public response to youth-led protests challenging his government. The Prime Minister noted that this is part of a series of steps taken by the government to bring those involved in paper leaks to justice. Within minutes of the Prime Minister's announcement, leader of opposition Congress party, Rahul Gandhi, hit back, accusing the Prime Minister of harming the future of students. Reacting to the Prime Minister's announcement, the Cockroach Janta Party, CJP, reiterated its demand for the minister's resignation. It may be mentioned that the unrest is organized under a satirical online movement, CJP, formed in May, that has evolved into a national platform demanding structural testing reforms and the resignation of Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan. Demonstrations have grown across New Delhi after reported irregularities in National Medical School entrance exams, leading this week to a crackdown by security forces. CJP spokesperson Ashutosh Ranka dismissed Narendra Modi's judicial proposal as insufficient to address underlying systematic failure. The opposition has made their resignation a condition for any discussion in Parliament. The Government of India has agreed to a debate in the House and has accused the opposition of stalling it by putting the resignation as a condition.